So, after yesterday's Italian job, the mission to Milan, we're now heading to Germany for a game against Bayern Munich, because the Champions League doesn't get any easier, ever. What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode number 68 of Passport to Poland. I can't believe we're at number 68. It seems like it's taken no time at all and all the time in the world to get here. Today we are playing FC Bayern Munich, or indeed Bayern München. I will probably interchangeably use the pronunciations during the episode because it is my habit as a German speaker to refer to Munich as München, just because that was what I was taught at school and it's stuck, so it's in my head. Right, since we last met, which was the Milan and the Corona video episode yesterday, where we didn't pick up anything worthwhile, we've beat Wisla Plock 1-0. With a goal from Filip Šimčák, who is doing very well in the league and may start making appearances in the Champions League. It's very likely he will start making appearances in the Champions League if he keeps this form up. And we also beat Rakov 3-0 with Šimčák getting a brace and Seferovic getting a goal. Seferovic and Šimčák are becoming quite the strike partnership. So that is food for thought. We are not the favourites because we're playing Bayern München. We are not the group leaders, and our form is pretty much equal, so that's not going to be a big issue. Moise Kean is out injured with a broken foot. McEachran, Norwood and Mata are not available for us because they're injured, and Jurgen Klopp is currently managing Bayern Munich, which is always worrying because that means lots of gegenpressing is happening, lots and lots of gegenpressing. We all know lots of gegenpressing is happening, so it'll be fine. Right, for today, we're starting with the lineup of Sherpen, Cruz, Gomez, Gueye and Devine, Rico, Longstaff, Gonzalez, Valdemar Lis playing in the number 10 role, and we're going to start with Šimčák and Seferovic up front with Makoviak, Belodi, Williams, Wright, Magoma, Matic and Sterling on the bench. Yeah, it feels weird not starting with Wright and Sterling up top, but the Šimčák and Seferovic partnership is yielding goals. Ridiculous goals. If we look in the squad screen, I'll show you what I mean. Šimčák has had 3 goals in 3 games, Seferovic has had 11 goals in 14 games, whereas Wright has had 6 in 16 effectively. Yeah, Sterling has had 5 in 8. So these guys together are having a really good time, making a really good partnership. So it seems like it would be weird to break them up whilst they're on form, which I know goes against the whole Sterling and Wright are club heroes thing. But also, I'd like to have the opportunity to beat Bayern Munich. Realistically, that is something I would like to achieve. So I thought I'd go with the guys who are on fire right now. I only started playing them in the league together, just out of curiosity. We're theoretically so much better than the other teams in the league, although our league position isn't really reflecting it right now. I think it will start to as we get towards the end of the season. But we're good. We're enough. We're good enough in relation to the rest of the teams where I can do little experiments, like see how good these guys will play together, see what shakes out, and it not have big consequences for us. Although that being said, you know, it's not a foolproof plan. We're taking a long time to get ourselves in through the warm-up, which is very disconcerting. I'm not entirely sure why that's happening, but we'll hope that sorts itself out. Definitely having a RAM issue. The first thing I'm going to do, I think, once I get out of this lockdown, go back to work and have a fairly normal life, is definitely find some RAM to upgrade the computer. I don't want to do it now because getting hold of all the anti-static stuff and making space to work on it and all that kind of stuff, although I've got time, it's not necessarily the best thing for me to be doing right now. But I do need to do a big RAM upgrade on the computer, and that's definitely in the works. So hopefully, I said it, but the way this is loading currently, by the time we actually get out of lockdown, I might have got to the game, which is taking way longer than it normally does. I don't fully understand why, as I try and close stuff in the background to try and speed things up. Maybe that's going to yield the answers that I require. I say maybe, probably won't, but we'll do the maybe it will. Maybe it will. Yeah. But things are looking okay. we've just come off the back of what is very honestly a creditable 2-0 loss against Milan as well. If you missed the last episode, but I mean, I'd go back and watch it because it was a good performance. But yeah, it was. I don't know why this is taking so long. It's driving me mad now. It was. I was expecting us to take a solid beating. I expected to take a solid beating today. In truth, because this team isn't really good enough to be competing at this stage of the Champions League. It's pure luck that we've got here. But it is what it is, and it is what it will be, which is probably grammatically correct somewhere. But yeah, just trying to make things work, and hopefully get into this episode, which is the longest thing that's ever happened. While I'm doing this, though, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons for the success so far, because I've got time to remind you, and leave comments below because I like seeing comments. It's quite helpful. I'm very grateful to Kate, to Old Lady Plays, for letting me know I guess will be the other day in upload time, that there were problems with the sound that have been going on, which means I can now fix them, which would be ideal. But let's see what happens with this. We should be getting into a game anytime this week. The RAM issues are really driving me mental. In fact, having done all that speaking, trying to cover this gap, let's just cut to the match. Right, we finally got there. That took way longer than it needed to, but we got there in the end. That's a good old team we're faced with, though. Gnabry, Alaba, Coutinho, up, yeah. Lewandowski's sat on the bench just waiting to taunt us, so is Muller. This is going to be the drubbing I feared against Milan. It's at home as well, so we'll see what happens. There's nothing to edit in team talk wise because there isn't a German job. Both teams going in good form. We'll try that. Vital excellent display. Do we have a plan? We'll try. We've left Nigel. Yeah, we have. Because I still haven't got him fit yet because I kept forgetting to get him fit. Are we happy with this performance as fullback? I mean, yeah, he's literally the only option I've got bar Makoviak. So I have to be happy with him as our choice of fullback. Right, let's do a shouting of something. No, let's leave it for now. Let's not get silly. Let's not get hasty. I've swapped Liss in for Magoma since the last game. By the way, it wasn't a malicious choice. Liss has been slightly better overall there than Magoma. So I thought I'd try this as a kind of configuration, plus give Valdemar Liss a chance to impress, which he looks like he might be attempting now. Seferovic picks up the ball after a pass from Liss, back to Gueye. Gueye has options, but needs to find them, straight back to the keeper. I usually hate when he does that, but it was probably the safest option he has. And Sherpen finds Gomez. Gomez Rico 1-2 to Longstaff, back to Gomez. Igor Gomez, the man to build from the back with. Šimčák heads it to Seferovic, who's through. I thought he was going to just try and run and shoot, but Devine is through. Reece Devine one-on with the keeper, and very nearly had an opportunity for an early goal, and that would have been the shock of the year had we scored an early goal against Bayern. And I think they're probably going to go up the other end and score now, because that feels like what happens here. Reece Devine manages to break up that bit of play, but only as far as Kimmich, and now to Tolisso Rapinha. Ball forward to fit it up, and let's try and save this one-on-one. He has saved it. Kjell Sherpen has made the save, and proving that he is a good enough keeper for this level, which is something we need to see from him. We've been told to get creative. Rapinha's going to take the corner kick. Let's head that clear. Good work by Mark Gueye, and now Valdemar Liss can get on the end of it, and hopefully we can start building something of our own, a bit end-to-end. What was that? That was poor, really poor pass. Seferovic kind of didn't have his eyes on where it was going, but also Liss needs to take some of the blame for that, because I could see he wasn't planning on cutting wide because he was already moving inside when the ball was played, and really Liss should have had his eyes open a bit better. Camavinga with a big ball out wide. It looks like it was Gnabry, but Felipe Cruz has cleared it, and he's missed the header entirely there, and Šimčák is on his way through. Should get through one-on with the keeper. Can he put it away? Oh, just wide, just wide. Nubel with some very, very good goalkeeping there, but Šimčák, that should have been a goal. Liss with a corner, whips it in, and anyone on the end of it? No, Camavinga. Longstaff heads it back to Liss. Liss with the first time cross in. There's no one deep to pick this up. It looks like Liss has been called offside, which he maybe wasn't, but you know, we'll go with it. Felipe Cruz has been booked. We'll accept that. That's the cost of doing business today. We're not going to be able to do a great deal without battering them. Rapinha, let's get this headed clear. Arp heads in from close, and it's just gone over the bar. And somehow we're 25 minutes in and we're holding on to 0-0 against Bayern. I know we're at home, but I thought we'd be 2 goals down by now. If I'm completely honest, I genuinely thought we'd be 2 goals down by now. Tolisso plays it out to Kimmich. We need to do some actual defending here, which would be good. Liss is trying to do some defending, which, given that he could be blown over by a small gust of wind, is unlikely. Gnabry, come on, let's do some tackling against Gnabry. Alaba, head it clear. Coutinho can't finish it. Kimmich, Tolisso from distance, and Sherpen, what a save. He is currently on course to make himself man of the match with some of these saves he's been pulling off. Really, really good work from Kjell Sherpen. Rapinha with another corner. Let's get rid of this one as well. Arp heads it in, and that's danger close. Danger close. Rapinha, what can he do again? Another corner. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of this now. Šimčák. I'm glad that highlight ended. That was a lot of corners in a very short space of time. That was uncomfortable viewing. Definitely for me. I don't know if it was uncomfortable for you. Let me know in the comments if that was as uncomfortable for you as it was for me. But there was a slight moment of, oh my god, they're just going to start battering us now. We've obviously upset them. Although Gonzalez has picked up the ball, he's running through now. What can we do? Through ball here will be good. Šimčák picks it up. Another through ball would have been good, but Seferovic went too far. Šimčák one-on-one with the keeper, and Nubella's turned it behind again. And Šimčák is starting to look like a really, really solid striker option. He's very lively. Liss with a corner, whips it in. What can we do? Back post, no one's quite there, although Šimčák apparently did head it straight over, which, you know, I thought one of the Bayern players had got his head to that, but that's absolutely fine. Šimčák is looking like he wants to win. He's nervous, but he's looking to me like a winner. Appreciating their efforts is probably a good idea. I probably could have told Šimčák to, you know, no pressure, but I didn't, so that's life. And we'll see what happens here. Šimčák, I think, has done better than a 6.4, if I'm honest. Okay, he hasn't been finishing his chances, but he's getting himself in a position to have chances against one of the best teams in the world, which feels like he should be getting more credit for. Let's do more creativity. His confidence has dropped now, which is very worrying. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a sub, purely because Šimčák is not performing right now, so we'll put on a Kerry, right? We will take off Valdemar Liss, we'll put on Paris Magoma, and I'm going to hold back one sub, just so I can see how things turn out, because Mark Guay looking apprehensive worries me. Not that I've got anyone more experienced, more comfortable on the bench, that has to be said. Šimčák to Rico, and hopefully we'll see what we can build before those guys go off. Igor Gomez picks up the ball, and let's try and get this to someone sensible. Ball back off Muller, all the way back to Sherpen. He was playing safe, I can't fault him for that. He was under pressure, he was playing safe, and Guay now picks it up to Rico, Gomez, Guay again, ball back to Sherpen. Sherpen needs to get rid of that, and he does. Only as far as Rapinha, and now we could really be in trouble, because we were looking a bit all at sea for a moment. Kimmich there, on just hovering really. Pavard, back to Pavard. Someone needs to get their foot in, make a tackle here, because otherwise this is going to end in a goal. That's not even a debate, that's a fact. This will end in a goal if we don't get a tackle in very soon. Kimmich over the top. Sherpen, oh, Felipe Cruz just manages to hook it away. He's kind of passed to himself, which is interesting. Subs are on. We are back in the game, maybe. I'm trying to figure out what our best plan of attack is here, because the smart move is to tighten up and try and play for the draw. Do I take Gonzalez off? I think I do. I think I'm going to take Gonzalez off. I'll stick Nemanja Matic on. I don't want Matic playing as Mazzala, though. It feels like a mistake. Let's put him on as a defensive central midfielder, just to steal up the defence a little bit. Well, the midfield really, but yeah, just to have that little extra layer of protection it feels best to put Nemanja Matic on to do something defensive whilst we try and hold on, although if they score this free kick it won't make a lot of difference, although apparently Sherpen saved it. I don't know why it even started showing us that, but it chose to, and we are maybe heading for a 0-0 draw, which is an unbelievable result against Bayern, plus we get money for it, which, you know, bonuses all around. Magoma is, of course, got himself injured after I've used all my subs. It's not going to let me use an emergency sub, is it? That will be too easy. I'm going to drop Seferovic back into there. It's not the ideal place for him, but, you know, down to 10 men effectively. Oh, actually, I say effectively, but actually down to 10 men. I'd rather have the extra man in midfield than the extra man up top. Seferovic can play there, so we'll see what this comes to, although we are in trouble now. Alaba to Camavinga. Ball back to Alaba. Cross in, let's get rid of this. Igor Gomez to Matty Longstaff. And let's just try and get it up their end and waste some time with it. That's kind of my plan right now. That's what I would do. Longstaff is making good pace. Finds Felipe Cruz back to Rico. Rico picks it up. He's got options. Devine over the top. Reece Devine's in the Bayern box. Can he cut it back? Not really. Kimmich has cleared it, and there's no one there to stop this counter attack because Reece Devine's on their goal line. Someone get back and cover him. Anyone, I don't much care who. Looks like Matic did some defensive work there. Seferovic back going to Kimmich. Ball over the top to Gnabry. That's heartbreak. That's absolute heartbreak. You can't help feel if it wasn't for the fact that Magoma got injured, we would have held on to that draw. Because we were doing so well. We were playing so well. And we just got exposed in midfield unnecessarily, just by lack of people. Seferovic was there, but not really. He's not really a tackling guy. Could have gone better. And 1-0 is still fully creditable, but even so, we were so close to the draw. It's really annoying because I came in expecting to get battered, and we're going to concede another one here as Muller comes through. Sherpa manages to get his hands to it, and Cruz needs to get rid of that. I was expecting to get thoroughly battered. I was expecting a full drubbing, and the fact that we held on so well to 0-0, and it really was just Paris Magoma getting injured that was the difference in this game. Really heartbreaking. Really heartbreaking. But we've done okay. I can't fault them for that. They've done their absolute level best. We're not out of it yet. We've still got to play them again. We've got to play Ajax twice. We've got to play Milan again. There's, you know, it's not over until the fat ladies. All I was hoping from the Champions League really was just a point would have been a really nice return on this group. Would have, you know, being able to feel like we could get a point in this group would have been really, really helpful. Ajax have drawn with Milan as well, which is slightly annoying. So a quick look at the group just to see how that looks. I mean, we knew we were bottom, but just interested to see how it's shaking up. So Bayern undefeated so far, Milan second, then Ajax, and then us. It's going to be interesting to see how this shakes out. Not from our point of view, we're probably in trouble, but just in general. VAR was a factor. We succumbed to a 1-0. Paris Magoma is out for 3 to 4 weeks. Alright, that's not at all helpful. I'm going to go and do this off screen, and we'll come back. The next game we're going to play, the second game of the episode, is going to be the cup game against Chojniczanka, because we played Chojniczanka before and I quite enjoy saying their name. So we're doing that next because it felt like too far to go ahead to the Ajax game for one episode. So we'll play the Ajax game in the next one and see how that shakes out. But let's come back for the Chojniczanka game, shall we? So we're back for game number 2, and this is the FA Cup tie away at Chojniczanka Chojnice. And the board are really keen that we should try and win this competition this year, as always. We're the favourites, always the favourites. Things looking good. Reece Devine's out with a pulled hamstring, which is disappointing. He'll be out for a little while. 5 to 10 days, so we're back for the Ajax game. Oliver Norwood is out as well with a damaged kneecap, and he's going to be out for a few weeks. And then Paris Magoma is doubtful, and so not going to play. He should be back in time for the Ajax game as well. Now, because the ball want me to take the cup seriously, I've naturally taken it seriously, which is why our team lineup is full of the old men that I brought in to mentor people and some of our better players just to balance it out, fill in gaps. I just wanted to give them a chance, see what they could do. So, Tim Krul will start in goal. Paul Caddis, the Swindon legend, will start at right back. Igor Gomes, Kaminski and Stiglitz, because why not, is going to start at left back. Vaca, Matic, Longstaff, Mata, Vrij and Sterling up top, with Johansson, Rebus, Kagawa, Maslovsky, Cruz, Rico, Gonzalez, Liss and Hornby on the bench. Although I've just realised I still have to have an under 22 player on the pitch. So I guess we'll see Juan Mata later, and I'm going to have to find someone on the bench who can fill in as the under 22. I guess logically we'll stick Bajalski on for Cruz, why not? That will do, that will cover it. Such an awkward situation. Right, let's submit the team and see what we can do. Squad numbers given to 3 players in the squad. Well, let's see what we've got available. Do we have the legend goalkeeper number available right now? We don't. Let's just auto number it, why not? Juan Mata is not wearing number 26. That is not okay. That's a centre half's number. I have my superstitions. Leave me alone. Certain numbers belong to certain types of players. 26 is the defender's number. Right, let's have a look at the Chojniczanka team. Max Selic is playing for Chojniczanka. He is one of our ex-players, so that's good. I think this guy may be one of our old players too. Simon Lucott, I believe, came from us. He did. He's played a lot of games for them since leaving us. Any of these other players I recognise? Weird feeling Frick came from us too. No, he didn't. I've just come across him before somewhere. There's bound to be players on the bench as well. They've brought in quite a few of our players over the years. Max Selic is their highest rated player as well. He was with us, you'll remember, for I think a couple of years. I had one season with us. Then we sold him or let him go. He spent some seasons on loan at Radomiak. Then we let him go, I should say. And then he's joined Chojniczanka on loan from Radomiak for this season. So, you know, good to see him again. Hopefully we're not going to get a talent interview asking me 74 questions about him. I know we will. I can already see it out the corner of my eye. Let's try and win this game with the old men. Are they matched by the chairman? They are. I've asked him for a new contract and he's going to give me one. Will we have a problem motivating the team? No. We don't have concerns, and the team has been heavily impacted by international call-ups. It hasn't, because I barely noticed we had international. I know a few of our players are in fact on international duty, but it's mostly the Americans and the Jamaicans, so it should be fine. I wouldn't have used them anyway. I don't think I'd have used any of our big names that might be on international duty. Will they go on anyway? I think the biggest name that was on international duty was Mark Guay, off the top of my head. And, you know, we'll make do without, because that's what we do. We have got ourselves an early throw-in with Stiglitz back in action for the first time in a long time for us. Good to see him back. Throws it to Longstaff. Valdemar Liss has put it in the net. That didn't even touch Matty Longstaff's head, apparently. He just threw it over Matty Longstaff's head. So Stiglitz gets the assist credit. Unless I had a momentary blackout. But I don't know. Longstaff, yeah, he just missed it. Came off the defender. And Liss puts it away. Valdemar Liss finds the net for us. And that is a magic moment. Another throw. So we're all over them already. All over them. Paul Caddis with a throw. And Paul Caddis is the magic man. What can he do? Ball back inside to Matic. Vaca finds the ball now. Vaca with the ball all the way back to Kaminski, who puts the ball forward to Stiglitz. Stiglitz has an opportunity now. Can he cross it in? He can. At back post, and he finds Keziah Sterling. And Stiglitz has not forgotten how to connect with his former teammates. He fully understands how this team works. I mean, he was one of the building blocks of this team in the first few seasons. So he fully understands how this team works, how these players work. He's played with Wright, he's played with Sterling, he's played with Matty Longstaff. I think he's probably played with Valdemar Liss too. I have a vague feeling they crossed over, Although I can't remember, it's been what, 5 seasons in now. Give me a break if I've forgotten how players overlapped. Matic to Cadiz, Cadiz back to Matic. That's a phrase no one ever thought they'd hear. Vaca, ball in to Matty Longstaff. Longstaff through to Sterling to Liss. Liss back through to Sterling. 1-on-1 with the keeper. Can he put it away? Just saved by Drasic in the Chojniczanka goal. And we've got another corner. Let's give him some praise. Valdemar Liss will of course take the corner because that's what Valdemar Liss does. Good ball in, but it hasn't found any of our players, so maybe not such a good ball in. He found one of our ex-players, for what it's worth, and Igor Gomes picked it up, and yeah, still a solid 2-0 lead, which we cannot complain too mightily about. Really good work, though, all around really good work. Let's do more praise for the boys. The old men are holding up their end of the bargain. Stiglitz is actually in danger of becoming the man of the match in what might be his only game he plays this season, depending how I feel about messing around with things. I wouldn't be entirely opposed to having him available for the first team squad, if I'm honest, but only because I know him and I trust him. Let's start the second half. Let's go back to business. See what we can achieve second half wise as Danik has got a free kick to take, whips it over the top. We should deal with this easily. We do, but Cadiz only has it as far as Papikian through, and he's found a way to put the ball past Tim Krul in goal. But we'll hope they can't mount a comeback. Let's do a concentrate shout. See if that helps. Danik whips it in. Cadiz really should have done better with that, and Papikian has found a way through and just slides it inside the post. It was a good finish. To be fair to him, a very good finish, and he's now in the running for the man of the match award, which is something we cannot allow to stand. Stiglitz throws to Sterling, back to Stiglitz. He gets a cross into Akira right at the back post. Akira right is offside. Oh, of course Akira right is offside. Why would he not be offside when I need him to be scoring goals? That would be far too easy, wouldn't it, for him to not be offside then? Stiglitz was close to getting himself a hat-trick of assists, so he'll be disappointed. They're overwhelmed by being asked to concentrate. Let's get creative then, see what we can do. Nemanja Matic has been booked. Papikian has got another free kick, ball over the top. Let's get rid of this. Headed in. Oh, Sapoko has scored an equaliser, and now it might be time to make some changes. Take this game a bit seriously. Nemanja Matic can come off. I say take this game seriously. No, we should take this game seriously, right? I really want to send Juan Mata on. I'm gonna be sensible. I'm gonna send Diego Gonzalez on, because I'd rather have a guy in there who I know can turn a game around, and I feel like Gonzalez is that guy to play alongside Matty Longstaff to get that job done. Akira Wright isn't having the most exciting game of his career. The only striker I've got on the bench really is Fraser Hornby, who we've not actually seen yet, so he might not be the A1 option. He might be the only option, but he's not the A1 option in this situation. I think I'm going to put Paul Cadiz off, and we're going to send on Bojalski, give the youngster a chance. We'll keep that last sub back because I think Akira Wright is going to have to come off. Valdemar Liss might have to come off too, because he is tiring. We've got another throw in though. Stiglitz again to Longstaff. Longstaff should play it back. He does to Vaca. Vaca from distance. He has a pop, and it's just over the bar. And that would have been a fantastic way to introduce himself on his debut for the club as Drasic puts the ball forward, and it only goes as far as Bojalski, who has space to run and he's going to use it. Ball forward into the path of Valdemar Liss, one-on-one with the keeper. Oh, he can't quite bury it, and Drasic has had another really good moment then. Really good save for him. Valdemar Liss though with a corner. What can he do? He's in no hurry. I don't know why we're time wasting. Let's not time waste. Let's put this away. Come on. Crossover, right, what can we get? Selic gets rid of it, only as far as Longstaff, who should find Valdemar Liss, assuming he's drifted back onside. He hasn't, and he's given it away with Matty Longstaff not finding the right cross, and Sapoko has picked it up. Let's make a sub, why not? Let's get a sub on the field. Who do we take off? I'm aware that Stiglitz is tiring, but Rebus is also quite old. I think taking off Vaca and putting on Alex Rico is probably the smart move here. He's younger. He is a significantly better player than anyone else on the bench. Liss with a corner over the top, headed clear, but Igor Gomez will pick it up back to Liss. Liss with a cross back in. Akeri right with a header just over the bar, and Chojniczanka are coming at us now, which is interesting. Bajelski throws it to Wright. I don't mind us playing for extra time, that's not an issue. Bajelski picks it up and heads down the wing. He's got an option to cross. What can he do? Finds it inside. And as far as Matty Longstaff has a pop from range, and it's just gone wide off the post. And bold moves. Yeah, I'm not too worried about extra time because it does give us the opportunity to send on another sub, which is definitely not the end of the world for us. And also, you know, Chojniczanka get themselves a show before hopefully we finish them off. Igor Gomez on the ball. What can he do now? He finds a ball all the way back to Tim Krul in goal. Krul back out to Gomez. Gomez finds a ball forward to Bajelski. Bajelski forward to Gonzalez. Gonzalez, what's he got on option-wise? Akeri Wright is his option on. He can't quite finish that one off, and that is disappointing. It's just occurred to me that I've not played any of the ex-players against their old clubs so far. I didn't use Belodi against Milan from the start. I didn't use Akeri Wright against Bayern Munich. Just occurred to me as a weird thing. It's not relevant to this game at all. Just occurred to me as a weird thing. I am going to have to do a substituting. It's going to be Stiglitz now. He's got himself booked. I think he's tiring. It's a tough choice though because Rebus does not have a lick of pace to him. I'm not sure what he offers there. I don't want to change formation because I know this works. Fright's not having a great game. Valdemar Liss is... I think I've got the solution. It's a weird solution. We're going to put Liss up top alongside Keziah Sterling. I know he's tiring. We'll take Wright off because he's not performing. We'll send Juan Mata on. Can Juan Mata play make? He can play make. Of course he can play. It's Juan Mata. We'll send Juan Mata on just to give us that little bit of a creative burst. And in fact, I'm going to go on attacking. And I'm going to shout some creativity up. And hope we can turn this around. Gonzalez, ball forward to Liss, who is now playing as the pressing forward. Bajelski picks it up. He's got space to run into. What can he do from here? Can he find him? Gonzalez is the man he's found. Ball over the top. Selic is the guy that picks it up. But Longstaff taps it down to Stiglitz. Stiglitz back to Longstaff. Ball over the top to Bajelski. 1-on-1 with the keeper. Bajelski cannot get it in the net. And awkward times. And that is half time in extra time. The one thing I'm not, convinced by is Akeri Wright is of course our usual penalty taker. There aren't many of the other guys who are great penalty takers. I mean, I know Juan Mata can take them. He's taking the corners now, which is good. Into Liss, doesn't quite fight. Igor Gomez. Penalties might not be an issue. Igor Gomez has got himself a goal and a second assist of the game for. Is it the second? No, it's not because he didn't touch the ball last time. So it is the first assist of the game for Valdemar Liss. He scored. That's why I remember him doing something useful. Mata with a really good corner. Liss kind of taps it down to the path of Gomez, and Gomez is the man that puts it away. All those big lads, and Valdemar Liss, the smallest man in world football, is the guy that manages to make the difference. Let's do one more get creative shout. Let's see if we can get ourselves a cushion. Idorshik. Is Idorshik even to Hebel? Ball forward. He's going to find Drajaga. Let's get rid of it. Makita heads it in, and we are going to penalties. That was an absolute defensive calamity. This was not the cup game I was hoping for. I may have taken Chojniczanka Chojnice a little bit too lightly. Maybe a little too lightly. Got a bit cocky. Not ideal. Didn't want that to happen. At least the board have already promised me a new contract. Penalty taker wise, that's awful. That's such a bad selection of penalty takers. Matistet, Rico Gonzalez. Kaminsky is the guy next. I guess. Do I guess? No, screw it. Stiglitz I trust. Stiglitz can take that. And in fact, we're going to move Longstaff up to number 5 because Matty Longstaff, if anyone should be taking that penalty, it's him. I probably need to work on Valdemar List being able to take penalties. But for the meantime, that's going to have to be it. And let's say a little prayer. I seem to remember in real life Tim Krul is pretty good at saving penalties. Whether that's reflected in the game or not, I don't know. But we'll soon find out. Hebel, close. Tim Krul was close to picking it up. I really don't want to go out on penalties to Chojniczanka. I'm going to be honest. Juan Mata, though, steps up from the spot, the sub. He shouldn't be phased by whistling. He's not phased by whistling. Buried bottom corner. Juan Mata has no time for your whistling. Papakian, can he be the guy that gets denied by Tim Krul? Someone has to, surely. Let's see what we can do. Oh, he's gone the right way, but he's not stretched himself enough. Expect better from a player like Tim Krul. Keziah Sterling, the captain, stepping up. He has to be the man on this one. What can he get done? Keziah Sterling straight down. He's missed it. Keziah Sterling has missed a penalty. And if ever there was a time for the captain to step up and lead, that was it. And we could be in real trouble here. Mikita is stepping up. Let's hope Tim Krul gets a hand to this. He doesn't. He's close, but he doesn't get a hand to it. And this is becoming a real issue. Alex Rico is the next man to step up. One-on-one with the keeper. He needs to finish this. He needs to score it. Don't be put off by whistling. Just put it away. He's just put it away. The Barca, or the ex-Barca man, knows what he's doing. And now Dejazga is going to be facing Tim Krul. And Tim Krul needs to be the guy we know he can be. He saved it. Tim Krul all over that. And we are back in the game. Right, Gonzalez is the next man up. He needs to score. Very much needs to score. These lot like a good whistle, don't they? They like a good whistle. He's put it away. Keeper got a hand to it, but there was enough power behind it to turn it into the net. And now Tim Krul could make himself a hero. Get a hand to this, and we can finish it with the next penalty. Madloka. Oh, he's gone the wrong way. He's gone the wrong way. Tim Krul has not repeated his heroics, and now we really need him to step up with the next one. And this one is for the marbles, all the marbles. Matty Longstaff, the man who would be king. He keeps saying he wants to be captain. I keep getting little things popping up with him saying he wants to be the captain. Eventually, and this is a time to earn it because the captain couldn't step up and do the job. Can Matty Longstaff? He cannot. Oh. The board might not be happy about this because they really do want to win the FA Cup. They really might not be happy about me doing this. I'm almost scared to look. Let's see what this says. Anything here about the board hating us? We'll find out shortly. I'm just going to check the vision page. They're going to be really angry. Really angry that I did that. I'm a little bit angry that I did that, but also I don't care about the cup, even though I know they do. I just want to see what this says when it finally loads the screen. Failed's not the worst. It's not ideal, but it's not the worst. We'll get it back together. Let's see what things say in the inbox. We'll ignore those. Marchetti's had 2 goals this season. Good for him. Yeah. Just so close as well, so close. They've done very, very well. I've got to hand it to them. Matt Longstaff has vowed to carry on taking penalties. Well, you know, maybe better, but if it happens, it happens. Let's do the press conference. How disappointed am I? I'm not happy at all. he's not a determined character, so I can't really say that. Um, we will say nobody's blaming him. Must sting. How disappointed are we? I mean, they've got to pick themselves up. Given the large squad turnover, no, I don't think I'm always looking to do a deal. I've barely done a deal for a while. Atletico Pamplona manager Enrique Martin Monreal wants to sign Igor Gomez. Well, no. Do you have a reaction to declaring interest? He's wasting his time. It's fine. It's fine. Right. We've received £2,000 for that. That was probably worth it. Well, what an episode. As episodes go, yeah. As episodes go, narrowly losing it in the last minute to Bayern Munich when we were on for a point was disappointing, but not unexpected. Losing on penalties to Chojniczanka Chojnice was heartbreaking, because even with the team I put out, which was not necessarily a serious team, we should still have beaten them. I mean, if you look at the names in the team that Chojniczanka just beat, they're going to tell their grandkids they beat Juan Mata, they're going to tell their grandkids they beat Nemanja Matic, Akeri Wright, Keziah Sterling, and their grandkids aren't going to believe them. But it is what it is. Anyway, that's going to wrap up the episode, guys. If you look down here, you will find all the social medias, the Twitter, the Insta, the Patreon. Head down that direction, you'll see the like and subscribe buttons, which if you haven't hit them already, you really should, because I have this feeling that the reason we're on a poor run of form is because not enough people who watch are subscribed, and I'd like you to prove me wrong. So by subscribing, you can prove me wrong and help me get to the 100 mark as well, because I'd like to be there. It'd be nice. But yeah, in the meantime, guys, thank you very much for watching. As always, I have been ChasingLamely. Have a good one.